Norton, Republican strategist and former senior official at the Department of Homeland Security, joins me from Washington now, and very good to talk to you, Mr. Norton. Let's just concentrate on the fact that it seems that there was another person in the room at Trump Tower when this meeting took place, and it seems it's somebody with a Russian intelligence background. What does this look like then for Donald Trump Jr. and indeed the Trumps?
Well, I mean, certainly a lot seemed to have occurred in this particular meeting. I think the larger issue here is that, you know, these constant drips that keep happening are a very serious political challenge for President Trump right now, and that, you know, Washington typically bets on futures just like the Wall Street does in the stock market, and right now the future continues to be clouded based on all of these different innuendos and issues that keep popping up related to the Russian government and the campaign and the disorganization of the campaign. So, you know, this is definitely a very serious political challenge right now for the president, who's now just, you know, 6.5 months into his term, and you know, kind of what comes next. He's obviously spending a lot of time, you know, overseas right now with, you know, visiting foreign leaders, which is a natural thing to do, but it's also something that, you know, President Clinton did quite often when he wanted to, you know, kind of escape Washington and focus on foreign policy.
We'll stay with that Wall Street analogy on the futures. I mean, we'd be interested to get your take on what might happen in the future. Will there be buying or selling options in President Trump now if they're on Wall Street?
Well, you know, it's probably a little bit of both. Probably some of the stock is probably being sold a little bit short. You know, I think that you know, the president has an aggressive agenda of health care, tax reform, increasing in military spending, and you know, every time there's another drip or a political challenge for the president, you know, that's going to hurt him on the Hill with his agenda, and that's going to, you know, force members, whether they're of his own party or another party, to start thinking about a little bit further down the road and you know, what's next. You know, members of Congress typically are there for, you know, 20, 30, 40 years, and so, you know, they see a lot of presidents come and go. It's not to say that President Trump is, you know, the end of days is coming soon. However, it is something he really needs to address very quickly.
So, I mean, it's very difficult, as we know, to place any criminal charges against a sitting president. But what about members of his team and indeed members of his family? Is that possibility getting closer?
Well, you know, I think one of the dangers that's going on in Washington is there are some very serious accusations and innuendos that are being thrown around, and we really don't have a lot of facts. And I think that there are several investigations. You do have the Mueller investigation. You do have the Senate and House committees that are investigating, and so we really need to get to some hard facts before we really start jumping to conclusions. However, it does contribute to, you know, the continued political problems, you know, that the White House is having right now as these issues keep coming up every day. And you know, I think the White House really needs a stronger strategy to deal with this particular issue, so they can almost put it in a box and then move forward with the other agenda issues. And so, you know, they really need to figure out a way to move forward, you know, this summer.
Watch this space. Mr. Norton, great talking to you. Thank you very much indeed, James Norton.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.